What's up guys, this is Ronnie. Welcome back to our channel Total Technology. This is tutorial 2 and again today's topic will be on automation. So in the last tutorial we have already discussed on how to convert a JSON file or how to read a JSON file, parse the JSON file, and how to create a convert or you can create or you can transform the JSON file into CSV. We have discussed that. So now the next requirement is that you often have a requirement or you already did something in the past that you got some JSON file, you got the CSV file, maybe you are having 100 columns, and out of that you want to only have 10 columns. How to do that? So definitely you guys use some sort of online URL or online application. Those are giving you this sort of things. But if you want to do it locally from your machine by writing a piece of 4 or 5 lines of code using Python, so I can show you guys. These are the very small and coolest tricks available for Python. You can use it everywhere. And again, as I told you, I'm actually picking up all those crafted use cases which are actually being requested or which is very common, popular, or all the administrator or IT professional or whoever is working uses this thing for their daily use. Okay, so first thing, delete, rename, rearrange columns in CSV file. For example, what I mean by that, for example, you have a CSV file. From that they're having 15 columns, so but you only need 4 columns. How to do that? If your file is huge and lengthy, you cannot do it manually, right? That you can convert that into Excel, and after that you one by one like let's say you want to delete all columns from the Excel. That is possible. But for example, if you have multiple columns, in real life application, I have seen in some insurance or some banking or some pharmaceutical companies, they are having their CSV data like more than 150 more than 150 columns, and out of that you only need 30 columns, and those are simultaneous, like 1 2 3 4, like that. You can just select the column starting from B to H, delete everything. Nothing like that. You have to select those, like something like that. How to do that? For doing this thing, I'll show you guys how to do that, and we'll be going to use Python for that case, so it will be very much easier for you guys to understand. So what I'll do now, first I will show how to delete. Then after getting the actual columns, whatever is required, the next requirement is how to rename. For example, you have a column called name and you want to change it called city name, from name to name. And after that, rearrange. For example, one of the column is at the first position, but you want that column to be in the next position. So how to do that? So this is also very common requirement. So all of these things will be possible using Python, and there will be one more library called pandas. I think we have already discussed this thing, so we'll use that. So without wasting much time, let's jump into the code. So sample CSV file, I'll be giving the link of the CSV file here. So I haven't uploaded that, so once the tutorial is completed, I'll put it there and nothing else. So there will be purely coding related exercise. So let me open this thing. I believe where is that? I believe this is okay. So this is tutorial 2. So let me just tutorial 2, let me just rename it to heading. Okay, so let's start. So first thing, import pandas as PD. Okay, then we'll be going to read or maybe if you want to do it, okay, then df is pd dot read CSV, and then my file is this sample.csv. I'll show you guys what is there actually. Don't worry, I'll give you the link as well for the file. See, this many columns it has. So I want only this column, this column, this column, or maybe I want this column construction. Okay, or maybe I want line column. How to do that? So how to delete all the unnecessary columns. Okay, for that, first thing, how to delete. So deletion part is first, delete unwanted columns. Okay, so how to do that? So for that thing, let's do one thing. Let's add one more column here. Then let me Control X, put here. Okay, so now next thing, I'll show you guys how to get the columns from pandas. So if you put df, so it will give you all the columns actually. So let's create a list calls in df dot columns. Okay, we'll be writing them into one list, so call. So let's create a blank list for call and we'll be going to append. This is a simple logic. Call dot append and it will be calls. Okay, like this. Okay, so now I'll be going to apply the simple logic first. For example, I only need this one and for the first three. So what we'll do, just take a copy of this thing. So this is the simplest technique, so that is why I'm using Jupyter notebook. So maybe in the next tutorial I'll be going to show you the hardest part, like how to select this thing like alternatively. Okay, so it starts with this thing, right? So you want first three and the line. So what will happen, so you want to remove all this thing, right? So let's create one more thing here, and you also want this thing to be removed, right? Cut. That's it, right? So you want to delete these things, right? So let's take a copy of this thing. Okay, so what will happen now, so after doing this, just come here, df dot drop, then columns, then you have to write like this. Okay, then you have to write axis, means it's column axis, it should be 1, and in place means it will be assigned here only true. So let's run this thing. So after that, let's check how many columns we have. See, you have only this many columns. Policy ID, state code, county, line. So deletion has been done. So now next thing is that we want to arrange our columns. Like I want this state code should be at the first column. So next thing will be let me rearrange columns. Okay, so before that, so what I did, I just read all the columns name, I created a list, and after that I got the list here, and then whatever is not required, I just put this thing here. So this is a simple technique. So all the data scientists or those are working on the data analytics fields, they generally do this simplest approach. This is for only simple things. So when you are going to work with a simple CSV file, this will work. But if you are having some complex requirement, you have 200 rows, you only know the row names, then how to do that? So that time you need to do some sort of looping and conditional things. So for that, I'll be going to do that in the next tutorial. But if I do it here, you will be getting confused. So that is why I just did the simplest part, the basic of this thing, only this thing. After getting this column name, you have to only pass it here. But in that tutorial, when you do not know those columns, you only know maybe the columns names, but you cannot copy them, because this lists are so like so big, and they are not like in the serial order. Okay, so for example, first column is the first column to be deleted at the first position, then 9th position, then 11th position, then you have to copy it one by one. So that time this logic will not work. Okay, so for that thing, what you have to do, you have to create another piece of code, 4-5 lines of code. We'll be going to use some sort of looping, and we'll compare that with the if, and we'll get this list, and after that we'll pass this list simply here. So logic is that ultimately it will happen from here, but when your columns are not like sorted in order the way you want, so that time you have to use additional for looping and if condition. Okay, and so that you get this list programmatically, not constant. Like here I just got this list manually, in that case it will be programmatically. So don't worry guys, I'll be going to discuss that in the next tutorial definitely, because that is the main objective. But to understand the simplest part and the basic foundation of this thing, I just create this thing. So next thing is that rearrange column. Okay, how to do that? So as I told you, I want the state ID at the state code at the first position. How to do that? So this is going to be very simple. So let's see first. Okay, so this thing is now like this. So what I have to do, you have to put like this and put like this, and you have to you have 4 columns. So just copy this thing. Okay, again as I told you, like this. Okay, so like this, then this, Okay, so now you want your state ID to be the first column, so just cut. Okay, so just remove this extra comma here. So it's done. So if I put this thing here, see our state code become the first column. Okay, so now next thing is that how you want this to be country name. Okay, rename the column. So for that hashtag renaming the columns name. So I'll be going to do it for only one column. In the next tutorial that will be a complex one, that time I'll be using multiple columns. So for that actually, so first write this thing. Okay, you have to just write this thing, and after that what you have to do, let me tell you. Okay, so df columns equals to this. So what you have to do, you have to just take a copy of whole thing. Okay, df dot, and you have to pass the list here, and you want this country to be county to be county name. So that's it. If you do it, the column names will be changed. Okay, what is happening here? Okay, I have a extra square bracket, that is the problem. Okay, so now if I print this thing, okay, it's done here. So let's print this thing here. So you'll see it got changed. See, it is county name. Now our ultimate objective is to convert this into a CSV file. So how to do that? So df dot to CSV. So we'll generate final underscore output dot CSV, and I don't want the index like this 01 thing. If you want index, you can keep it, don't keep it, but if you don't want, you can make it false explicitly, or else it will come. Okay, so this is done. So if you go here, you will get this output final output.csv. Let's open it here. See, our final output is ready. So our state code is the first column which is required. Our columns are actually arranged. Okay, we have deleted, and our county become county name. So this is the whole tutorial. So what I'll do now, I will open this tutorial again, and now the time is to sort everything together. So let's copy this thing. Okay, here, and then like this. Okay, so for you have to do like this. Okay, and here also. Okay, so what I'll do is like df underscore final equals to this, and after that just what is there, df final equals to this, and after that I have to do something like this. Df state code is df, okay, no, actually it will be df final only. Okay, then it will be df dot underscore this, and after that like this. Okay, so let's delete everything and try this thing together. So just to explain you guys, I just took the notebook approach, so it will be easier, but you can use definitely Eclipse or any other ID. So it's done, so we can do it. So let me copy this whole thing in my here Eclipse. So it's now full code, and now have this file here as well. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll just run this thing here as well. So still running this thing, actually not this one. Okay, it's terminated, means completed without any errors. So you should get the file here as well. So final output. So yeah, it's fine. Policy, state, county, which file is open here. Let me check. No, it is not the right file. It open. Let me check why this is like this. df.final equals to this df.final underscore com. Okay, actually I took the wrong file to do it, so it will be df underscore final. So that is why we need to debug. Okay, so now it should create the original file. Okay, so it's created. So just remember, when you are changing the data frame names, it should be like this. So it is actually pandas data frame. We are creating data frames from here. Actually this is pandas data frame we are creating from the CSV file, and after that we are converting them into again CSV. So all the operations is actually happening in the data frame. So that is why it is first, cause the underlying architecture of pandas data frame is a numpy array. Okay, and all of you know why numpy array is first, cause I think we have already started the tutorial on numpy, so you can go through those tutorial as well, guys. Okay, so this is the output. So it should open now. Okay, so this is state code country name. Okay, it's fine, so I will use this code. Okay, so that's it, guys. So that is the tutorial, that is the code, and this is the core objective of this course. As I told you, all automation, like basics to advanced, popular to non-popular, whatever you guys are thinking that should be going to help you, or those things you already face some problems to doing some sort of automation. And actually you see, these things are very popular and most commonly used like at enterprise level industry, right? Whether you are working for your own or freelancing, working from some customer or client or whatever, these things are going to be very helpful. So that's it, guys. We'll see you in the next video. But in the next video, before I end this video, so next video it will be a complex. So that time you will be getting the requirement of list of columns to be deleted. Probably you are having 150 row columns, and out of that you want to only keep 40 columns. You will only get the name of the 40 columns, and out of that everything should be deleted. Okay, so how to achieve that? And after that, the same thing, arrange and rename. Okay, and while renaming we'll be using multiple columns. Okay, so that time some conditional also will check, but this is the very basic or foundation of this thing. The ultimate things is actually happening here only, if you see. Okay, so that time we will generate this list programmatically. That is the difference. So that's it, guys. We'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care, goodbye, and don't forget to subscribe our channel, hit the like button, put some comments if you're enjoying the video. If you have any some suggestion, comment, feedback, you can please write me, always there to help you. And if you have any suggestion for us, or you have any plan to involving us to create some sort of use case or POC for our next tutorial, you also can write us. So we'll definitely will address that. And thank you very much for all the Udemy students for purchasing this course. This is actually helping me a lot. You guys are really amazing, and this pandemic situation very hard. So I really like appreciate your support. And same thing applicable for all of you guys. Please do subscribe to not subscribe, please do write me if you have any question, doubt. I always available there in Udemy message box. You can reach me. I'll always available. I will try to answer all of your queries as soon as possible. So that's it, guys. We'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care, goodbye, and have a nice day.